Okay, Coach, we are just west of downtown Denver off of I-25 at Empower Field at Mile High. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New York Jets and the Denver Broncos. The first quarter of the season already in the rearview mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. This is taken at the 3. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line.
Let's go. At their own 24-yard line.
On the set.
57, Mike 57. Come on. Showing it. Watch the safety creep. Alert flare.
Now the first carry here for Phillip Lindsay. Now this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
Check nickel.
Pilot, 64, weak.
Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got? Heavy? What you got, Heavy? Give me some.
Go.
On 2nd and 1, Lock. Flushed out right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Mack Wilson able to run him down for a loss of a yard. Getting into the act on the opening drive here with a sack. And remember, they had 5 last week.
And they saw that on film, and that meant that they had to get together. Offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach, offensive line coach, receivers coach, and say, how do we beat this pressure? Because everyone has to win against the defense and get the ball out of the hands of the quarterback very quickly.
An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2.
Get that ball.
3rd and 2, Lock's going to throw. He's got a man. It's Sutton that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
At the 46-yard line.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Faking the give to Lindsay. Here's Locke. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Brian Poole that time there to get a hand on it.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Locke. Open man. That's Noah Fant, the tight end. And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 32-yard line.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up, because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
It's our time. It's our time.
Hey, Haywood.
57's the mic. Rock 57.
Rock to throw on 2nd down. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete. Cortland Sutton was the man he was looking for. 3rd down here.
Here we go. 8 read.
It's our time. It's our time, guys. It's our time.
Hit it.
Throwing his lock on 3rd down. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. So on 4th down, on comes Brandon McManus and the field goal unit for the Broncos. And this will be a 45-yard attempt. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points.
Here we go. Set. 60 Pittsburgh.
Pick it up, Ryan. Pick it up.
5.
Now a carry for the former Michigan State man, Le'Veon Bell. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Set up. 15 line. 15 line.
Watch your slack. Watch your slack. Watch your slack.
Snap.
2nd and 13. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll look to throw. Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways, and right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week. We just saw their first one of this game.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And where will this be spotted? The side judge says it went out just across midfield.
At their own 46-yard line.
Let's go.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10.
6-6. Pull it high.
58 for Mike. 58. 58 for Mike. Here I come. Check 3. Check 3. Check 3. 58. Right over there. Right over there. Yeah, yeah. Mike, 58. Right there.
Hey, check. Tighten up. Tighten up. Tighten up.
The drive will commence with a run by Lindsey. And he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 49-yard line.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Let's go, V. Let's go. Hey, let's get there. Check 15. Check 15.
Recon. 132 fighter. Let's go.
A run with Lindsey out of the gun. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
The Jets will bring in a nickel set here as they try to stop this third down.
Check. Switch.
Hey, echo.
58 to Mike. 58 to Mike. Let's go.
From the gun on third down, Locke. A pass for Sutton is intercepted. Picked off right around the 43.
Oh, man, partner, this is something cornerbacks love to do, and that's outthink a quarterback. If you get a sense that they're going to throw a quick out route or a quick hitch, you can just lay back an extra yard or two, but then really put your foot in the turf and drive on the football. And here I think he baited the quarterback into the throw and made it pay off.
They'll start out on the ground with Bell. And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield.
Next, the receivers help spread the defense out, and they were able to come through with a slashing run.
But to that point, it's going to be interesting to see the personnel chess match as this one progresses.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Can they continue to create running lanes out of passing sets? And if so, it's going to be a long day for the defense.
On second down, it's Bell. Now Bell hit. He lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Safe.
Get it.
On first and 10, it's Lindsey. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, second and 2. Now, you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, second and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple.
I'm coming after you.
Now Locke throwing on second down. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Check.
On first and 10, here's Locke. This is the tight end, Fant. And they'll get this down to the 10. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Well, he made that catch knowing full well that at the end of it, he's going to catch a pretty good lick.
I guess if there's anyone on this team that can absorb a pop, it's him. Broncos with their first trip to the red zone thus far. They've got a first and 10 from the 10.
X3, 218, chopper. Hey, seam 6.
53 is the mic. I'm coming for you, son.
5.
Lock now on first down. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
On second down, a run with Lindsey. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down.
Partner's been my experience that after 2 stops like that near the goal line, defenses only become bolder. They don't back off at all. I think they continue to bring pressure and force them to make a really big play against them.
Had the incompletion, then the run for no gain. Let's see now. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Three 0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Broncos 3, Jets 0.
The Broncos on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Hey, high 7. Ready.
Shotgun snap to Locke. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Kendrick Bourne, his first touchdown on the year. And the Broncos push further out in front. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
This fielded at the 2. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. 2nd and 10. That one complete to Anderson.
The pass on 2nd down. Complete to Bobby Anderson. It's a gain of 6. And it's 3rd down.
On the ready.
They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets him 6. He'll drop to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well. That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
Well, from that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And they will start this drive with just terrible field position, backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a 1-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur.
At the 2-yard line.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Now it's Lindsey. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a yard, and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
3rd and 12.
Set up. 60 Pittsburgh.
Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Here we go.
Get it.
Here's Freeman. And he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments, and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
He'll take it at the 42. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Jets will have a short field to work with as they take over 1st and 10. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Here we go. Here we go.
This is Bell. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
2nd and 9 now. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Well, they need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down. Back to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
So awfully close that time, but his kick's going to come up short by about the length of the football.
Yeah, Brandon, he got a little help from the mile-high air, but that one just didn't quite get there.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Let's go. Check 99. Check 99.
Blue draw Porter. Ready.
From midfield, here's Locke. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
I would say it'd probably be a good idea for him to reintroduce himself to his receivers at the half because they're definitely on different wavelengths. But I also don't advocate waiting that long. Next series before you get out there. Hey, let's get together, guys. Let's get this thing moving.
The Broncos on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5.
Hey, Delta.
58, boy. 58, Mike. Let's go.
Locke working out of the gun. He'll get this to Phillip Lindsay, complete. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down.
Broncos first down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Ready. 60 or.
It's going to be a long day.
Let's go.
Now a play fake, and here's Locke. Open man is born. 23 yards on the play. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
Alert 3.
Into the red zone, it's Locke. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Lightning speed there from the safety, Devin McCourty, on the sack.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
On 2nd down, it's Lindsay. And a good run as he manages 7 yards down to the 17.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
The Broncos on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's locked. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete. Jonathan Jones that time, the one who got a hand in, knocked it away.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost, and that'll push the lead up to 13-0. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
This fielded at the 2. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
They'll look to throw here. A screen to Bell. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
2nd and 3. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll drop the throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. They'll set up to throw. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Nickel Roby-Coleman. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
You're looking there, the defensive back was maybe a step slower than he was when he came into the league a decade ago. I know I questioned his speed coming into the game, but what he's lost in speed, he's more than made up for it with intellect. And that's a great job of knowing how to position himself to make that interception.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Extra point attempt to come here. And that'll make it 13-7.
Next to score, Broncos 13, Jets 7.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And you combine a big leg with a mile-high air. There's the outcome. This will sail out of the end zone for a touchback. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are in the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it. Check 9. Check 9.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
That's good for Broncos. First down.
So we have reached halftime in what's a 6-point game at the break. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now they'll try the sweep with Bell. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Well, it hasn't been a whole lot of fun for Le'Veon Bell in this ball game, trying to find room to run the ball. I'm sure they're going to have to change some things up because he's so versatile. They've got to get the ball in his hands somehow and create some space because they're losing this game.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very low. He'll look to throw. Going up top. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And that kick will go out of bounds right at the 20-yard line.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we've got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see what the offense gets done.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
He's got to be kicking himself right there. His team's already picked off 2 passes. That would have been the 3rd in the game. And, boy, they've really played well attacking the football.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. Wide open receiver complete. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 17 yards for the Broncos there as they've got themselves a first down. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
60 outlaw.
Right there.
From the 38, Locke, and this is incomplete. The intended receiver, Marquise Goodwin, but now it'll be 3rd down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
58, Mike. I'm scared. 58's the Mike. 58's the Mike.
From the gun, Locke. Goodwin able to haul it in. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Denver has a first down on the 15-yard play.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
He used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
On play action, they'll throw. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, 2nd down. But the passing game right now for them, not overly impressive. Last week he hit on right at 50%. This week he's under 50%.
And it's not just on him. Protection, a few breakdowns along the way has made him get off the spot. Receivers not getting their way open downfield. The coverage has been awfully tight. They've got to all get together and find ways to make this passing game get in gear.
That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Ready.
43. Check, 43. Defense wins championships, baby.
Back to throw here. And the throw there going to be incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do.
Let's go. 60 Pittsburgh.
Check, 53's Mike. Exit.
They'll run here with Lindsey. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Jonathan Jones there to make the stop.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Another run by Lindsey. It's a gain of 7 on the ground, but they'll be faced with 3rd and long.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this 3rd down.
We own them.
36.
Now.
Throwing his lock on 3rd down. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down. So hang on, a big call coming on 3rd down. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
And he gets it away, and it's a laser, headed for the sidelines.
The Jets take over
Let's go!
at their own 21-yard line.
On the ready.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm?
And the Broncos get there and take him down. L.J. Collier. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
It's 2nd down.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. They'll try the right side with Bell. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. Here's Michael Pilardi now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And not the result they were hoping for there, at least in terms of the kick team, as that'll get out of bounds at just the 35-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Quentin Williams busting through to get him for a loss of 6. Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to end up with a nickname after something like that, some Big Jelly or something like that.
After the sack on 1st down, Locke. And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a 4th pick. And it's 3rd down.
trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown in. Frankly, that should have been another pick right there. He's got his man. It's Kendrick Bourne. 18 big yards on that one and a Denver first.
And the Broncos first down. First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Set. 60 or.
They'll run on first down. Lindsey. And he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Following the pickup of 4, here's second and 6.
Here we go.
On second down, here's Locke. That's complete to his speedy wideout Goodwin. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 34-yard line.
First down. First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Ready, break.
From the 34 now, here's first and 10.
Oh, yeah. And here we go again. Here we go again. Slam.
Ready.
1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's first and 10. On first down, Locke. He's got his big tight end, Fant. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football.
Set. 30 base.
53. I'm on.
Recon. 132 fighter. Right. 5.
They go back to the ground now with Lindsey. And they'll get him down right about the 20. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up second down. They'll go again with Lindsey. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
The Broncos on third down. They've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. This is 3rd and 7. On third down, here's Lindsey. And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. And McManus able to put it through. And now it's a 2-score game at 9, 16-7. So that's a big one. Obviously, Charles makes it a two-score game. His third field goal of the game, able to knock it through.
Yeah, not exactly free and clear yet, but as a defense, you get to play a little bit looser, don't you? Because you do now have a little bit of a margin of error, don't you?
And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line.
Got it.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working and call more of that.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home.
He'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. L.J. Collier able to drop in that time for his second sack of the evening.
I remember throughout my career hearing defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's looking deep for Bell and unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield.
On the ball.
53, check.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Steps away to his left. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
All right, partner, I'm a defender, but I've got to express my admiration there. Moving around, making it happen, and instead of worrying about protecting himself, he goes and gets the first down. I got to give it to him on that one.
Normally, you don't want your guy taking shots, your quarterback, but it's winning time here in the 4th quarter. If he needs to make those plays with the legs, go ahead, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. At this stage of the game, all protections, they're off.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass option. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3. Now as we look down, it appears we've got a Jet shaken up on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. The Jets on 3rd down, as bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Looking to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Mikel Roby-Coleman, and his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Hey, wahoo! 55.
After the turnover, here's Locke. He's going to loft one deep and intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Brian Poole. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
It's a party now. It's a party now.
Snap.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down.
First down, New York.
Ready? 70, Indy.
It's on field. It's on field.
Ready?
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. To the 40 and no further. A broken tackle, but then the hole closed quickly. A good convergence there defensively. Only a yard, and it's second down. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this second and 9. Second and 9 now. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 43. But correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. They'll give him 8 on the play, and it'll bring up a second down.
Hey, Charlie.
Second and 2. The open man is Westbrook. And he gets it down to the 32.
Complete to D.E. Westbrook. It's a gain of 3. First down, Jets.
Set. 90, Wolf.
Check, 43. Broncos defense.
Back to throw now on first down. And he completes it to Westbrook. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Go. 60 or.
Back to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return. Agreed, that's twice now in this fourth quarter.
As a quarterback, a lot of times you think it's all on you to make plays when you're losing. And here, the play's not there, but he throws it anyway.
Locke and the Broncos going to come up first and 10 at their own 14-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Lindsey. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on second and 12. Locke to throw on second down. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead. You've got to protect it. And he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, fourth quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably should have been picked, huh?
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Bravo.
From the gun on third down, Locke. Man open, it's Goodwin. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco first down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. The last run got 3. Now here's second and 7. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Lindsey. He's got the lane, and there he goes. The 20. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Philip Lindsey, his second touchdown on the season. And the Broncos push further out in front.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a two-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And that one could be important as that makes this a 16-point lead. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This will be taken very short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
At their own 33-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. They'll drop the throw. Open man is Robbie Anderson. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains. They'll look to throw here.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And nearly intercepted. That would have been a hat trick, his 3rd pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Herndon's got it complete. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. The 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3.
Haywood.
47's the mic. 47.
He'll look to throw. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked off by Justin Simmons. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Set. 18 Tatum.
So this one will wind up a Denver victory. And you've got to say, CD, it was the defense who had a big part in the W.
Oh, without question. When you force 4 turnovers, you get to enjoy the spoils of victory, don't you? It's rare that you force 4 turnovers and lose a ball game. That's almost unheard of. They carried this one home. You talk about celebrating with each other and being in a position where going forward, all you think about is, let's get 5 next time. They're going to be on the hunt.
So for the Broncos, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Houston.